The kids were drawn for a Parks and Wildlife hunt, their first for this season. It was down in Powderhorn Wildlife Management Area near Port Lavaca. This property was fairly new to the Parks and Wildlife system and hadn't really been hunted that much. These are some of the first hunts that they've had for the public since acquiring the property. We met everyone at the check-in station and got ready for our briefing before being assigned our blinds. After the briefing, the Parks and Wildlife Rangers showed us our blinds. We were able to put some corn out, but oh, the rain. It was just raining. Wet everywhere. Wind blowing so hard we couldn't see. So we decided to go back into town, have some lunch, check into our hotel, and then later in that day, we came back out for the last couple of hours of the hunt. Still, wind was blowing, but the rain had ceased a little bit. Man, it was cold. For that last hour and a half, 2 hours of the hunt, we dropped off Turner at his blind, and then Selah and I climbed up into hers. Some of the views from her blind, overlooking the pond that she would be hunting. Boy, it was still windy and cold though. Didn't see anything but some hogs later on that afternoon. On this hunt, the kids were allowed to take 2 white-tailed deer, which are native here to Texas. They were also able to take a couple of introduced species from India. Now this included the axis deer and the Sambar deer. Axis deer were not as prevalent on this property, but there were quite a few Sambar deer, so that was what we were going to concentrate on mostly. Now Sambar deer can range in weight from 300 to 700 pounds. In India, where these pictures were taken by me about 12 years ago, they are prime food for the tiger. Here, their only predator is us, the hunters, and we were going to try to do our best to keep the population in check. That afternoon hunt, the only thing we saw were these pigs that came out. Now we were able to harvest those, but we didn't want to sit there and shoot and scare off any deer that possibly could be in our area. So we were entertained by the pigs for a couple hours. As this evening came to close, we later found out that Turner had seen a few Sambar deer at his blind, but they were mostly cows, so he didn't shoot. The next morning, we started out our hunt in Turner's blind for about 30 minutes. Not seeing anything, Selah wanted to go to her blind, and we did. We got over there and stayed up there till about 8:30 in the morning. I started to walk to the truck, and off to the left, I saw the Sambar deer. Selah got down and then free-handed sat there and with her .223 tried to make a shot at about 60 yards. It looked like the deer went down. We moved over to another area, and about a 55-yard shot, Selah saw that deer standing there, broadside, just like the Hartford deer on the commercials, staring right at Selah. Selah raised her firearm, took the shot, and then we went after it as we saw it go down.
What do you think? Well, we had to do a finishing shot, so it didn't suffer anymore. So we've got it. Say that right. Right, is your safety on? All right, good gun handling. Okay. Honey, let's walk around through there and we'll see if we can get to him.
He's big.
He's what?
He's so big.
All right, you're good. Look at that. Holy moly. Did you get one, Sailor?
Are you sure it's Dad? You can see it.
Congratulations, Selah, on her first sandbar deer and her first buck. The Parks and Wildlife biologist came and gave us a hand in getting the sandbar deer into the vehicle and hauled back to the cleaning area. And then the work began. Took us about 2.5 hours to get this big animal cleaned out. Put it into storage, and then we went into town for lunch at Port Lavaca. Afternoon, we returned to the wildlife management area about 2:30 in the afternoon. As we're driving around the property, we noticed all the beautiful wildlife, the roseate spoonbill, Harris's hawk, and the whooping cranes, which there are only 600 left of those in the wild. What a beautiful sight that we saw. After taking in all the beautiful wildlife, we dropped Selah off at her blind to see if she could find some pigs. Turner and I walked to his blind, and he saw some cows as we were on the way in. Turner climbed up in the blind, and as he was climbing, I looked across the lake, and I saw a sandbar deer and pointed it out to him. 275 yards away. Turner took a shot. Deer turned sideways. Turner quickly followed up with a second shot, and I definitely saw the deer go down. Then we walked around the lake to go see if we could find him. Okay, T, start our walk. Slow. Keep your rifle ready. Got your safety on? All right. Don't run up on him. Yeah, he's got better antlers. I don't know. Awesome job, Turner. And then the work began again. We had another deer to clean, but it was joy all around as both of the kids were able to harvest a sandbar deer, their first. Thank you, Texan Parks and Wildlife. Thank you for all you all do.